What's up, Aquarius? Okay, what's up, Aquarius? So, let's get you all together. We're going to start off with everything. So, first things first, hi, I'm Jet from Aqua Goddess Tarot. And I'm an intuitive, I'm a healer and astrologer. And I share my gifts for the collective good only. If you're new, okay, refer to my video on how to understand what your planets are in, because I know you see a lot of people talking about like, hey, you know, sun, moon, rising. You're like, what and why is this important to me? Okay, just know it is important, and that video is in the description box, so no worries there. Now, the second thing that I will say with all that jazz is that I read for the highest vibrational good only. So what that means is that sometimes shit gets sticky. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes, Aquarius, shit gets sticky, and if shit gets sticky, I will give you a path. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be as honest with you as possible. But I'm not trying to hurt you, not trying to make you, not trying to scare you, not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to give you a message. Oh my gosh, I could just do this, duh. I'm just trying to give you a message or a roadmap and a plan in order for you to be able to navigate this journey in front. That's all it is. So nothing scary there. Now, there is an extended read for this, and if you want to see the extended read, you can go to Patreon where you can get access to everything. That's why I asked you, what are your planets in? Because you may be, you know, a sun in Aquarius, and then your moon is in Scorpio, and you want to understand that aspect too. But that video that I have in the description will help explain those things. You can get access to that instead of, you know, having to pay per video. You pay for, you get everything, okay? All the access right at that point. And I have a promotion right now that the first 20 people who sign up for Patreon will get a free tarot natal chart reading. And what this means is that I will go in and look at your natal chart, and we'll answer some questions as well as channel messages for you so that, you know, you can get the direction or the guidance that you need. So it's kind of this all-encompassing experience, and that's just an added bonus for being one of the first 20 people to sign up. And you can ask up to 3 questions there, and that's completely free just by signing up for Patreon. And if for some reason you missed the offer, you can reach out to me at aquagoddesstarot@gmail.com to see if I have any upcoming openings in my schedule. But yes, you will have to pay full price for that. Now, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you appreciate the information in this channel, if you appreciate this read, you know, today, and you want to pay me back, one way to do that to balance that karma is to, I'm gonna be honest with you, keep it real, subscribe to the channel. Interact with the video by liking the video, leaving a comment, even an emoji, okay? That helps the YouTube algorithm circulate the message to those who need it. That's just the name of the game. And if, you know, you really enjoyed it and you're like, shit, girl, I ain't got no money, I don't got nothing else, just do that. And icing on the cake would be if you shared the video with other people. You just don't know how much I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get started. Universe, I set the intention to read for Aquarius with the highest intentions and for the highest vibrational good only. I accept the illuminated path to share bright so that Aquarius can see their way through to the other side. Let's level up. Okay, so Aquarius, let's see what's going on for you today. I know, so much housekeeping. So first message, first thing that's coming out there, channel you correctly, a little bit of bump in the road later on. First thing that's coming up is this feeling of you having to bend over backwards. So let's gather a little bit more about that. Just something keeps on bumping up against you. I'm getting this energy of bumping up against you, things that are distracting you, things that are taking up too much space, keeping it real. The second thing has to do money. So this is probably going to be a work thing. Yep, we got Page of Pentacles, we got Six of Pentacles, and we have that Hanged Man. So this is a money situation. Your job is irritating you. There's no way around that. Okay, so there's no way to look at that and paint it at a different lens. Aquarius, your job has irritated you. Now, if you have recently made a move onto a new experience, or you want to make a move in between a move, this has been a change that is long time coming. Like, damn, you was just trying to move just a little bit, you know, just make a little shift in energy, and it took all this damn like work. It just took all of this, feeling like you're constantly bumping up against stuff. Like you just like bumping up, you know, bumping up against all that energy. And you're like, that's us, obviously so. And it's keeping you up at night with that 9 of Swords. It keeps you up at night. It stresses you out. It's more of a mental thing than it is of an emotional thing. Like, if it's emotional, the emotions come. I gotta stand up for you, Aquarius, because your shit was getting real. If it is emotional, it is the emotions that come from the perceived stress. It is not that this is an emotional situation that then has turned into stress. And I just keep on getting this bumping up. I think it's someone at your job continues to bump up against you, and you have this feeling. You are so pinnacled out right now. You have this feeling, Aquarius. Now remember, Aquarius moon, sun, moon, rising, and watch the video. It's in the description box. It tells you how to apply it to your other planets as well. Aquarius, you have had this feeling of being bumped up against you. So much so that you're like, you're looking for a new way to make money. You don't like this. You're like, and it's not the first time you felt that way either. You've been feeling this way for a while. You're ready for kind of like this new experience. And that's what I'm getting. You know, this way that you used to do things, yep, it's no longer working, because as soon as I started to channel the message of that, things began to feel easier in order to read what was going on. You are just like over it. Like, I'll just, you know, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here, but I'm just going to say that you're over it. You're over it. You're over it. You're over it. It's a work thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it just fighting at work, just feeling like you're pushing against so many people, so many personalities. You know, we'll continue on with the read to see if it's a particular person, like a co-worker or a boss, but you're like over everything. You are over everything. I don't mean to laugh, but it's just like you're like, ugh. Like, you know, if you look, it's like a meme where they're like, ugh, like get out my face right now. Like, that is the energy that you have. And you know that you've been growing intensely, and internally you've been on quite a few journeys recently, to your better you, for your highest self, and this is just limiting. You don't like what you do. You don't like what you do, you know. And is it the message that you want to like what you do? Who doesn't want to like what they do? That's obvious. Ace of Pentacles, damn. Who doesn't want to like what they do? But you're just like, not even, you know, I want to be in a job that I like. You're like at the point where you're like, this job is irritating me. Like, I cannot do it anymore. I cannot do this thing. And it can be your role as well. And so we have the Tower in reverse, and we have the Three of Cups in reverse. The Three of Cups in reverse is sending the message that you do not feel supported. Let me sip my tea, Lord, because we're about to get into something, okay? Oh, and let me give you a little bit of blessing. We are using a cinnamon this month, and you know, we're trying to use new tools that are sustainable and respectful of cultural appropriation. So there you go, transparent. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of that, just to ground you down as we talk. We're gonna keep it real, and you're fine. You don't mind keeping it real. You know, you're one of those people who can keep it real and then go be in some mess and come back and be able to have a lecture about keeping it real and, you know, live in two spaces at one time. You have the Tower in reverse. So you've already been given numerous signs that this is no longer for you. Numerous times. And it's not even you given, signs have been given to you. You have given them chances. You keep on saying, if they do this one more thing, I'm gonna be done. And they did it 10 times. I'm laughing with you. I'm not laughing at you, because it's like, at this point, you're just like, like you don't expect anything else. Like you're like, and I'm getting that you don't feel nurtured in your leadership. You don't feel nurtured as an employee. You don't feel like, you may like what you do, meaning you may like the area that you're in. You would want to stay in the niche of the career path or something like that, or you're, indifferent or cool to it. But you don't feel like they have what you need to nurture you, and they don't. They don't. They're working against themselves. They're working against their ability to make money. They're working against, things working together. Everybody is just pissed off. It kind of reminds me of like, I'm in the DMV, so we have like the DC government, and like everyone always talks about, I never worked for the DC government, but everybody always talks about, I'm not talking about the federal government, I'm talking about specifically the DC government, how everybody just fights all the time. And as we've seen in the Trump era, that's essentially what's going on in the federal government. Everybody is just fighting all the fucking time about nothing, to the point where it's like, if you wanted to come and actually make some type of change, you probably don't even feel like you can make the change that you want to make. You feel like you've outgrown this. Queen of Cups. It's not nurturing your self-care, your self-esteem, your health, your mental health. It's not for you. And, you feel like a fool staying. You feel like here's the, Aquarius, you're very interesting, because you will at the same time ask yourself, you'll be very objective, like, why am I here? Why am I staying here? This is fed up. And at the same time, you won't make a move, and you'll continue to ask yourself, why am I here? Why am I so fed up? And for whatever reason internally, you may not be ready to move on or things like that. But the wheel card is indicating to me that you're so fed up, you're at the point where you're willing to take chances. You're at the point where you're like, fuck it, fire me. You're at the point where you're like, okay, no, like, oh man, anything, you're thinking like anything could be better than this, But I think you also know that you'll be able to roll with the punches. I think that you feel like if someone let you go, you would be able to roll with the punches. But for you to take that initiation to leave, I think you are trying to be strategic here. And I think that's the energy that's coming up. Like, this is irritating me, but I'm trying to be strategic. And you're tired of being pulled to both sides. That's the only thing that you're going to get from here. Opposing views. Not even, this is what I want and I don't want this, and I feel like I'm being pulled to you're pulled to various sides that you don't want to be in, that's no longer serving you, that you don't like, that it's just like, and you've had to do some like pure ninja skills, okay? Pure ninja skills to be able to navigate the things that are coming up. It's like you're one of those people who sit in their car before they go into work just to be zen. Like, you be like, I know these motherfuckers gonna fuck my energy up. Like, you just, like, like, you gotta go to work at 8 o'clock and you be in that car at 7:56, like, I got 4 more minutes, 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 because you're trying to prepare yourself and equip yourself for the day, because it just feels like, kind of in that same 8 of Wands, the 5 of Wands is like, sometimes you feel like y'all are fighting for no reason. Like, you're just fighting, and this could be career, like the job you're working, it could be a big role or responsibility if you're in a certain organization or something like that, something that you play a practical role in that would, could be for financial or career or, that kind of stuff. You just feel like there's a lot of dissonance there, and you're like, Ultimately, the Chariot is sending the message that, if someone told you, like, this is ended, that the ship has burned down, that you could ride off into the sunset and you're going to be fine. You're not, you're not ruined in this case. But there's this movement happening within you, Aquarius, where you're like, I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to move on. I'm getting to the point, and I'm getting that the energy might be that the change of this surrounding will be all of a sudden, whether, someone is clearing house at where you're working, you're asked to move to a different department or a different, different location, or a different something that's adjacent. but it's going to be a clear sweep. It's not going to be a gentle transition. It's going to be like, you find out on Friday, you start on Monday type thing. And I think to this, you're not at the point where you're like, look, man, you know, I got bills to pay. I can't just up and quit my job. You're not at that point. You're more as like, something's got to give. How do I play this as strategic as possible? Sips tea, hello. You tell me. And what does that mean? You know, what does that mean to play it as strategic as possible? And you're tired of feeling like, what's next? Like you're just tired of feeling like, well, damn, what else are they gonna do? Well, damn, what else are they gonna like mess up on? Well, what else is gonna happen in today? You're just tired of it. You know, you get there at your time, you leave when you need to, you try not to think about it, even though like not the work that stresses you out. The work you would actually not care if it stressed you out. What stresses you out is all them little political things. Everything in life is political. You know, people think that politics is like just the people who are running for local office. No, everything is political. Every woman who decided to not, you know, just walk around and do whatever a man told them to do was having a political act. Every person who may have been persecuted throughout history, people who were enslaved, people who were put in, you know, various internment camps, specifically in the US, I'm referring to the Japanese internment camps. You know, all of that energy right there, whenever a person moves against it, it is political. Moving against that energy, moving against that understanding, moving against that as a whole. And, you know, you may not see it as political. You may not be like, I'm not trying to be in this politics game. But it's just, it's that, you know, have you ever gone to work and saw that like somebody literally is, you know, they're nothing fancy about them at work, but they just leverage themselves around people. You know, they're just, you know, they kiss up to people, or they're, you know, finessing their way, and that's how you move up. That's essentially the politics game. So I'm getting two messages here. And the first message is, you're ready to put things in place that's going to build a new future for you. And also the King of Pentacles is sending the information that this ain't it. You know, this is not it. Now, I'm not saying this career path is not it. I'm saying this energetic situation is not it. So do not try to convince yourself that it is it. Let me tell you, it's not going to be it. It's never going to be it. Doesn't mean that you're leaving the company unless you really want to leave the company. It doesn't mean that you are, you know, leaving out this particular career field. It just means you're ready energetically to take some actions right now to put in place so that you can actually have what you want. And so you're going to get it, but it's going to be delayed because you have to go through getting to the other side of this. And ultimately, when this works out, you're just going to feel free. You're going to feel like you're receptive to the like energy of the universe. You're going to feel receptive to everything that is happening. You're just going to feel all around receptive and just feel nice and open. So in the extended read, what we're going to do is we're going to look at exactly when this is going to... My dog is going crazy right now. Stop, please. Stop. You're so nosy. He is so nosy. He's a Virgo. Gotta be all up in the mix. Anyway, in the extended read, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the timeline of when this is going to happen and how this is going to happen. So it's going to give you much more perspective and a timeline of how to do this. You already know that you're fed up and that this is important to you, but let's lead you forward so you can get that extended read and all the other extended reads, and you pay attention to it in your various planets. And look, let me tell you something. I got you. I got you, boo. I got you. Come for the extended read. We're going to continue to read it all out. Okay. See you in a sec.